Can anybody hear me?
Daryl, can you hear us now?
Yeah, it's off.
I don't know why it's doing that. It's really weird. I'm gonna have to have
When do you go to
speaker.
that? So he can't hear us at all.
No, he can hear us now, I think. Can you hear us now, Daryl?
I can. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
Good. Hi, Susan.
Hello, hello.
Phil?
Yeah.
No, then everybody looks, it's back here, you can do your own thing.
This is so funny. Oh,
The male corner back here.
What?
all right. This is an interesting day. This is so fun. All right. Well, how about?
Are we ready to call the meeting to order? Monday, June 9th. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Emily.
Hello.
Hello, Susan from your phone.
All right. First order of business is approval of our meeting minutes from May 5th. Do I have a motion to approve?
A motion to.
All right, thank you, Phil. Do I have a second?
Well, there was, can I say something? Sylvia's marked both absent and present.
She's amazing that
Thank
way.
you. She can do it all.
She can really do everything. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not on there at all. I was present.
All at once.
Okay, we'll fix that.
Right, thank you.
Any other corrections?
This is a test.
I motion to approve with the corrected names. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. Okay, first up, for new business is our 2026 work plan and preparing for our annual joint commission meeting with City Council on September 8th at 7 p.m. So please mark your calendars. And that'll be in place of our monthly meeting, correct, Sally, for September?
I haven't gotten there yet. I
Okay.
think so. Let me get my calendar. Is that a Monday?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Monday after
Yeah.
Labor Day.
So that will be.
Okay,
But we only have one meeting before it and this meeting because we're not meeting next month. And so I wanted everyone to take a peek. I did a draft. And then we always take turns. We all come, we all sit around. We're their only audience and then we get to talk to them. You were blocked back then too, because I sent you a lot of text. As you're reading through, you can think about what you would like to speak to. So it's in the very back, says work plan and significant accomplishments, basically as our names when we meet. And then our accomplishments. I mean, the weird thing is we're having this in September, so we haven't done the whole last quarter. But starting with January 6th, we can just go through from the top. We had our elections, started work on the new collection policy and our 3 reports by our subcommittees. And then we had our beloved community event in January. We had the art reception January 13th. And then Hostel should be second quarter. So I need to change that.
I do have a question about the utility box ramps, okay? Because I can start looking and mapping out new ones if that's what we were wanting to do, but then it seems like in the last meeting that we had with all of the new park installations, it seems like that was going to be taking precedence over kind of creating new ones that are already existing, correct?
I believe so, and we will talk about that
Okay.
and the mural, because we'll decide how we want to spend our money on
Gotcha.
that. Yeah, good point. Remind me if I forget. Okay, so February 3rd, again, we had a meeting. March 3rd, we had a meeting. I don't know that we need to talk about all of our monthly meetings. Okay, and then, April 7th, we had our art reception for Wasdale, which was so popular. And, May 1st, we sent an invitation to all the African American artists. It's the bachelor pad.
I know, the guy's working.
Oh my God. I know, they're irresistible. April 7th, we had the rotating art reception. May 1st, I sent the invites out to all the African American artists for the first quarter art show 2026, and they're all very interested. May 5th, we had our monthly meeting, and that's when Stacy presented about public art for the capital projects. May
Great
30th.
presentation.
Yes. May 30th, we had our Dancing in the Street event. June 1st for the 30th. Well, right now we are getting the estimates for all of Stacy's projects. Brent Northwest is out measuring and doing that. And today we'll look at possible artists. June 15th, the Beloved Community by Perico, the artist, is being installed. So he's out there today. He's running a little late, which is not really late because he did it in 1 week, which is so fast, but he'll finish up tomorrow for sure. He'll be done. But I have more to talk to you about. And then we'll have our summer concert series. And that's all, that takes us to September. So the rest, we will just have to speak in terms of the work plan, which is on the next page, which is, okay, this is what we did, and what's coming after this meeting with the city council is we'll be doing the public art installations for the capital projects. We'll be doing third and fourth quarter rotating artist displays, continuing education, our retreat in November, Fiesta de la Familia, and our holiday parade of lights. Recruitment and retention. We need one more really good person, you guys. And yeah. So that is what it's gonna look like. Does anyone want to put their name on, like, I wanna be the one that talks about that? Again, it's all very quick and easy, and we could put a PowerPoint. So anybody want to talk?
I'll speak on the summer concert series since I'm there all summer.
Okay. And I'll give you a list and you can say, there's 8 and there were 9 last year. They'll want to know that.
Okay.
I may be interested in, but I have to learn more about what's going on, but I may be interested in doing the, Stacy's projects over, 'cause it's kind of
Yeah.
in the realm, but I do want to learn more about what's going on, what we're planning.
Yeah, we'll talk about that today. Okay, anyone else?
Sylvie just joined us. She will probably want to discuss the Fiesta de la Familia.
I thought Sylvie was here.
Hi, Sylvie.
She just signed in.
She's
You
here,
mean in
but
the
she's
room?
not here.
In the room?
So I don't know I'm sorry, I don't know when you popped on, but we're talking about who's going to talk about what at the joint commission meeting in September. And Daryl's volunteering you for the Fiesta.
Okay.
I just think it's right.
When is it? When is it in September?
September 8th.
On Monday, September 8th?
Yeah,
Oh,
our joint commission meeting.
okay.
So it'll be fresh after the Fiesta.
Okay.
I guess I can add that on there. I didn't even realize that. And again, it's just, it's just fun. Everything we do is so fun. We put on parties and engage the community and have cool art. So the city council always loves to hear about it. I mean, I think we'll have our new city manager in place and then perhaps he'd be there, so it's a good time to impress that person. Okay, and does anyone want to do the MLK beloved community event who was there or who was inspired by it at all? Or the art reception with the spoken word artist?
I can talk about that.
Okay. And we don't need anyone talking about the monthly meetings. Dancing in the street, did anyone attend that would like to?
I thought it was a great turnout. Yeah.
It was our best turnout yet.
Was it
It was.
museum?
Good. Good.
What were our numbers?
But 80,
Well, that's good.
not counting, well, counting the mission.
That is an
They came-
unfortunate-
That's a great way to up your numbers.
Yeah,
Well, you
exactly.
have to go through part of the exhibits to get to the rest.
As long as Sue makes him sign in to use the restroom.
Daryl, you were there.
At the
I saw
marching in
you.
the streets?
Yeah,
Sylvie was.
marching in the street, dancing in the streets. But Sylvie's doing the fiesta.
I
you
was
wanna-
there, yeah, I was there shortly. If I had the figures, yeah, we'll see how that works out.
Well, if you did talk, you'd just say it was our greatest attendance yet, and people danced in the street. The end.
And then do a little dance yourself.
Yeah,
No,
get them all up for one of those group dances like the slide. Okay. Daryl, and then the public art for capital improvements, that might be Earl. The beloved community mural by Perico. We'll definitely have a PowerPoint. Who would like to do that? Who's fired up about that?
I could get fired up about it. I'm so excited to see it, honestly. I
Okay.
might go over there. It's beautiful. Okay. And just there's a little blurb. This is what it was.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys know what happened, but between then and I think our last meeting, we got in front of city council, Dr. Scott, me, some of the, Sylvie, were you there?
I was there, but I was there. But I was there. For
Oh, yeah, I
the-
saw
the
you there.
Council meeting, but I was there.
And, but anyways, we were asking for consent on adopting Lakewood as a beloved community city, you know, with the 20 traits, but having it infiltrate everything we do. And they were very excited and agreed to that. So when you talk, we'll talk about that. And it's really exciting, big deal. So it's more than just a one-time event. It's this, and we want the city council and especially the city manager to hear it over and over and over again to remind them on it.
We got really excited after that nephew left.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was, yeah.
Public commentary.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
Gravely Lake and all that. Had nothing to do with you. I mean.
I see,
You
okay.
know, It had to do with some issues that the citizens were upset about.
Okay. And then, we have our third and fourth quarter rotating art displays to talk about.
We could talk about, I don't know if you want to split them up. I could talk about both of them or one Pierce.
You know, since they won't have happened, do you want to just do both? Because,
Fine. Yeah. I can project.
thank you.
Imagine the future.
Yes, exactly. And then continue education and retreat. Susan, do you want to do that since you always host the retreat?
Well, I will, but I might be in the UK that first week of September.
Okay, so you're maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I'll know more in a couple weeks or so.
Okay, awesome. And then recruitment in Fiesta de la Familia and the Holiday Parade of Lights. Well, Sylvia's doing the Fiesta. holiday parade of lights. Shut up.
I can get excited about that.
Perfect.
A little bit.
It's essentially date, time, place, repeated last year. But again, we have some people in the audience that, like the city manager, who knows nothing about it, so just keep that in mind. Recruitment and retention, let's find one, you guys, really good person between now and then. Let's put our heads together, invite that person, get someone really good in. I'm thinking young artists, diversity.
What about Diana? She was actually.
She has yoga those nights, and she will not give that up. And then the public art for capital improvements. Earl's already doing that. Okay, so that's it. Thanks, guys. I'll clean this up. And I thought you did a lot better when I didn't do talking points. But if you want any bullet points of facts, I can get those out to you. Okay. I think we're good.
Is that it for the work plan?
That's it for the work plan. And
Okay.
because we have so many artists to go through, I think we should come back to number 2.
Okay, then move on to unfinished business.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do that. Before we move on to unfinished business, I just wanted to point out to everybody, Pierce College publishes a student literary and arts magazine, Slam. And so I brought a couple copies. This is our newest issue. It's all student work. It's brilliant and wonderful. So please take a look. Thank you. All right, unfinished business, recapping our MLK Beloved Community City Council presentation. Sounds like it went very well. That
Yes.
happened on May 19th. And
Yes.
it was adopted.
Yes. So
Love
that
it.
it was like asking for concurrence, and they agreed. Yes.
Awesome. Oh, and I have the book that I can bring back to city council or to
Oh.
city hall. So if
Okay.
anybody else didn't get a chance to read the book.
That's great.
All right, subcommittee reports, public arts, update on our mural and the plaque down at the park.
Okay, so we will go to the PowerPoint. And like I said, Perico, the artist, is going to be done tomorrow. So I wanted to just remind you from the beginning, kind of what he first showed us in our first meeting, just kind of see how it came along. So if you'll remember, this was his very first sketch. Sorry. You're doing great. We're grateful for Nikki.
Doing this what we all want.
Yeah. Okay, almost there. Okay. So here we go. This is what he showed us. And then this was, the second one was the colored version that he brought us. Was like the first day. This was like the second day. And this was today, yesterday, Saturday. And, and then that was it. So he didn't send me any for today, but you can get the idea. It's very much what he did, presented to us, but not blue faces. He's doing the real deal faces. And I said, great, use your judgment. And I think that is important once the artist gets started, and he knows our community really well. So what do you guys think?
That looks beautiful, yeah.
So this is the thing. Then we can go to the plaque, actually. So we want to put a plaque up, and it just says it's inspired by the beloved community philosophy, emphasizing unity, justice, and compassion, featuring children from different cultures, sharing food in a garden, symbolizing care, connection, and community. A monarch butterfly represents migration, cultural heritage, and ancestral remembrance. Overall, it reflects Lakewood's dedication to love, inclusion, and celebrating diversity. So if everyone's good with that, I had a big long one. It was just way too many words. And then we cut it down to that. But I was talking to him and I said, what would it cost if we were to extend this mural on either side? And like, what would that look like? Because I remember that had come up in one of our meetings. And he never ever does words, but he suggested the idea of writing the word beloved on one side and community on the other side. And each word would be held up by something, like held up by kids' hands or flowers, and then kind of having a garden theme flowing through them. And I asked him what it would cost, and he wanted 12,500 per side. And so we talked about that a little bit, and I said, what if we did 10,000 per side, and then I just bought the materials from a different budget for the 5,000 to make that up. And he was agreeable to that. Not that we have to do that, but that's something that is a possibility if you guys want to go that route. You can let me know. But on that note, so that would take up our budget for the year for that one mural if we did that. Oh, yes, Daryl.
Sally, on the wording, you mentioned it's a draft, and we obviously don't want to get too expansive as to what the mural represents. I like the word migration, but I'm concerned that the greater community isn't going to quite understand what that means. So can we define that a little bit? I've got a concept of migration that kind of fits in with how people come in and out of this community. And people have used the word transient in a way. You know, we've got the military community that comes and goes, and I kind of see that as a migration also. There's another expression of what migration means also that we don't have to get too deep into detail, but most people of color will probably relate to it. And I think if we do that, if we express that in a way that community understands, oh, well, that kind of describes the community of JBLM and those who are military retirees that migrated here and, you know, probably had been stationed here at one time and then later on after they retired decided to stay here. Is that something under consideration?
Well, you know, that's interesting because in his talk to us that I transcribed, he was saying that the butterfly represents our ancestors who came before us and really paved the way for us to be where we are now. So it was their migration here.
Well, maybe that's what needs to be stated.
And he talked about all the sacrifices they made so that we could be living the life that we're living today.
I'm good with that.
Maybe we say a different word and we use journeys.
I like that.
But I think the monarch butterflies, the whole thing with them is they do migrate, and we're all here because our ancestors migrated.
Yeah. Well, I see. Okay.
But the other one was much more detailed because I thought he said it so beautifully, you know, how he talked.
Really did.
So I could definitely, it was hard to go to this kind of, you know, dumbed down version. How detailed do you get? But we could circle back. I can circle back and try to finesse that.
Okay.
Thanks, Daryl.
Mm-hmm. So really similar. Can we give credit to Dr. King as the creator of the beloved community philosophy of that?
The original one had it.
Yeah. I mean, for those people who aren't familiar with that philosophy, that could be a starting place for them. But I think,
and he made it popular. He did not coin that phrase, but yeah, I'll pull him back in. We had Thich Nhat Hanh and Martin Luther King in there. This is so good, you guys. It's such a good committee. So smart.
and maybe that could be like a secondary thing, just clarifying. Maybe not within that text, but
secondary statement.
Mhm.
The beloved community is.
Yeah, that's how, well, it kind of started that way. It was in a little intro and
Right. Oh.
nice. And then it talked about the food and
It
All
was
the
just too long. It was
Yeah.
really long.
but I
But it
can,
was really, I think, well done. I mean, it was much easier to like palatable, I guess, is the.
well, I think just with art, I think sometimes more is better in a description because people have such, they want to know more about it and it makes it, I don't know, it makes
It
people
helps
like it
understand the
better.
art. Because art
Yeah.
isn't always initially like understandable
Okay.
to everybody, so. Just like at an art museum, I always read the plaques because I might not get the artist's intent.
I know. Okay, so we'll consider making it longer and expanding on those things. And it went more into the food and just about how food is something that's from your heart. You take your time and energy to grow the crops, to prepare the food, to invite people in. And that whole thing is they're sharing an apple, they're sharing food. Okay, I will doctor that up. Doctor up. Plaque.
Oh, it was very, but what's up there was very well done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you just going by it, and you read it, you would get it, feel and enjoy what you're reading.
Thanks,
I
Phil.
was gonna joke though, celebrating the food, we probably should put something in there about machines.
I know.
Because they-
We aren't really growing the crops for this
Yeah.
or anything.
Only joking.
Okay, and so then we were gonna go on to,
Oh, really
I don't
quick.
know, what you keep
Going back, you were mentioned, so you said that he's open to doing the other side. Is that what you're saying?
So he's open to putting beloved on one side and community on the other because this piece is in the middle. So then it would say beloved community.
Oh, within what he's already working with.
No, on each side of it, on the blank parts of the barn.
Yes,
Correct,
yes, yeah.
Correct. So I wanted to show you again. We went and did a site visit, so I took photos. So at for Stacy's Capital Projects, we're looking at the 5 trash bins and 1 mural at American Lake Park. So we'll just go through. This is the one closest to the lake. This is up. You can see there's 2 on the side, 3 in the front. So she wants to see those wrapped. It could just be one long, like continuous wrap. That's another one. That's another one. And we're looking at just doing the outside, not the inside. And then that wall would be a mural. That wall is going to be painted the same colors as bathrooms, and it's not the highest priority. So she's got money for some of these, from all of them. I don't know how much. We're gonna sit down and go over the budget once we get the estimates. But this could be a next year project. I mean, we could pick the artist this year, but. So that's a mural. And the nice thing about this is it's not so high, like Cutterco has to get a scissor lift and it's super expensive. So this you wouldn't need a lift for. And then at Wards Lake Park, there's the signal boxes on both sides of the street. And just today they found out that the street there, they can do art on it. They got the approval.
That's great.
That
Nice,
make notes.
So the street,
We
the
got
road
approval
going
for this.
because the
into,
box is right
is
on
that
the
what you're
right hand
saying?
side, where it's kind of, it's not very visible from the road. I drove by there the other day. But
so the
those
road
cluster
going
of
into
boxes.
the park.
Right, the idea is to have something on the road going and leading people in, because no one knows that park's there. So, maybe it's butterflies with little dotted lines. But they got approval for the street art, so that's a big deal. So we can keep that
Oh,
in
for the
mind.
street art as well, like on.
Yeah,
the
on
street?
the street,
Oh, okay.
because
Well,
the
that's-
previous
okay. That'll
public
be
works
great.
director had said
Yeah,
no.
that'll be awesome.
Okay, and then, so this is another picture of the boxes. I got lots. I mean, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, that's like a,
It's
it's like a little
cluster.
city. It'd be kind of
It is.
interesting if the mural was kind of like a little city.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're like little buildings.
Is it for all 5 of those?
It's for all of them. They want to do all of them. One's owned by Lumen, so I think the one across the street's owned by Lumen, so they're trying to get permission. That one, yeah. Okay, so then the artists. So we couldn't, our printer broke down. So I had a list of all the artists we're going through. But if you could just make a note, so go ahead and write Lori Davenport down. There's like 23 artists. And I added more since I sent it out to you. But just go ahead and take notes. The first time around, we will. Do you need paper, pen?
I don't have a pen.
Okay. Yeah, locked. We got locked.
Your I knew you wouldn't bring this one.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
So if you just write their name down, maybe come up with your own scale, like 1 to 3 to begin with, or 1 to 5. Or eliminate like the word like no, not acceptable. And then we'll kind of go back through. Stacy told me who she likes the most for her projects. So we'll just start. Lori Davenport, she did our signal boxes, and it's her dream to do a mural. So you can kind of go through those. Everyone will remember. These are across from the library. The idea at the parks is to have, kids playing and nature. Like that was the main thing that Stacy was looking for, super colorful.
So are these potential artists for the utility boxes or for another mural?
For either or. Either or.
Okay.
So that's just some of her work. Mauricio is the next one. As you all know Mauricio, and he did many of our signal boxes. They all had a lot of, nature themes. He does murals as well. Big murals, amazing murals.
So does mosaic work as well?
Yeah. And then I'll give you time and then this is you can go on.
Who's that?
That's Mauricio.
It is Mauricio.
Yeah, I just hadn't seen it before. This is Christine Westfall, and she's done 2 utility boxes for us.
3.
3, thank you.
Well, she did both of those and then she did the no. But those were done
Oh.
at separate times. So
Right,
I'm
right.
considering those to be 2.
And then Katie Dean also did the signal box.
Before I forget, the one with the heron, I think there's a little graffiti on that.
Oh,
Unless
okay.
it's a signature, but I'm pretty sure there's a little graffiti on that one.
Thank you.
I rate these. They're mostly.
Well, and one thing is like we've used them too, so we wouldn't want to duplicate the art. They'd have to come up with something new.
Sure.
Powerline chat. I know, I felt the same way. Taylor Keller. These boxes turned out great. And again, she had mentioned that at Words Like there's a bunch of birds. And there'll be a dog park. Jose Orantes has a lot of water themes. He's got the sailboat. He's got an amazing heron. He's got the fish. He's working on a butterfly tulip composition. He doesn't do digital art, so someone has to, a professional photographer has to go in and take photos. This is Rosa Cruz, who did our wildflowers. So again, I was just picking the ones that had nature themes, which seems to be most of them. And she also did this biodiversity one, which I thought was super cool. And then Peter Boom, this is someone new. So now we're moving on. We went back to the public art rosters. So now all the other artists we're going to see have been vetted and are on a public art roster.
Who's that mean? Sorry.
Pardon?
What does it mean? Like what they embedded on?
So to get on the public art roster, it means that they've submitted their artwork, they've been selected by a committee, and they've submitted. So they've already gone through a selection process, and they've said
ours.
right. There's one with the state and there's one with Pierce Transit, and this is the state's public art roster, and they update it like every 5 years. Okay, and then this is Kenji Stoll. So this is one of Stacy's first choices.
I like this.
That is her first choice, but I couldn't print out the. Oh, I could get my work phone, but I'll go back to that because you should make your own opinion. And then this is her second choice for her. Really bright. She just likes.
This is
bright.
still Kenji Stoll.
Correct.
So are we actually considering these particular pieces, not the artist? Does that make sense?
It's both the artists and the pieces. So I tried to include as many relevant pieces that they've done. And if there's only a few of these, they've kind of only done a few relevant pieces. So these are relevant pieces that she's done. I don't know how artists feel about duplicating a piece
Yeah, they may not
or
be
not. They may
able
not be able to.
Right.
If they
Right.
if they throw it in, I mean, they're willing to do it.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Or maybe they
they've done
just
it.
change little pieces.
Yeah, I mean,
but-
sometimes they've done it. I mean, I've seen utility box wraps that we definitely did in other areas
Mhm.
before, I'm like, that's that exact same one.
Mhm, mhm.
But
They're good
sometimes
questions.
they don't care.
That's not a very good picture, but.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I like.
Okay, so now this is moving on. Did
Have
you?
we used her?
No. Mhm. This is Kala Escobar. And so she's clearly done a lot of signal boxes. Or he, I don't know. Oh, I guess that was it. Can you hang on while I get my phone? I mean, you can go to the next one when people are ready, but I'm gonna. Hold on. Oh, it's cute.
But like a can of cheese whiz.
That's cute.
That one's fitting for the 5 mile drive. Too bad they don't have them with their hands out for the popcorn.
It's a mess. That's what you miss the most about 5 Mile.
And the sign says do not be wag. Extra, so.
Well, not too bad, sneeze.
All of those birds are. All of those.
Yeah. And cute.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Is that still Sullivan?
Yes. Nice. That's interesting. This one's Jean Bradbury.
Is that still Mary Mann?
No, this one's Jean Bradbury. This one also Jean Bradbury, so.
Mhm. You know, these were blurry, but you kind of get the idea. Cecilia Blumberg.
Who's Sylvia Bloomberg?
Cecile.
Cecilia Blumberg. This is Dixie Gay.
These actual exams. They painted on.
I don't know. I love mosaics.
I like the B one on the left.
You know, I don't know how much more an artist charges for a mosaic. I mean, it's.
A lot more.
This is the only photo I have for this person, so makes it a little tricky. So this is someone Stacy.
She did the mural at the museum.
Yes, that's how I found her. Thank you. That's how I found her.
Maybe I'm the dog. Okay.
And if we're going too fast or anything, let us. Did you see the last one, Shona? Wait, go
Yeah.
back.
But Jamel, was that who said that?
Yes. Stacy really liked this one.
Seems like it would fit.
Yeah, she liked that artist a lot. Wait, can you go back one? Oh, okay, so that's still the same, okay. That looks like Ashford. This is still Bob Henry.
Right.
Nice.
And this photo? No.
I don't
It looks like it.
There's another, it almost does, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, it does. Curtis Ashby.
Thirty son.
Wait, we already saw him. Oh, well, this must be
Oh,
one.
yeah.
You have more pictures. Daniel Hunter.
Stacy really liked Daniel Hunter, this one and then the next one. And I don't know if you remember her, but she was someone we presented before when we were looking at signal boxes. So this is like Stacy's top. Love Sarah Robin. Super colorful, nature oriented. She has a lot of work that she's done. Sometimes it's really hard to get a feel for an artist because they only have 2 or 3 things. But she's done so many different projects.
Seeing her, I could see her doing a whole set for that box city and it'd all be very cohesive with all of her work right there. Because it could just kind of all flow
Yeah.
right through there.
This is Ida Rose. Didn't have a lot to choose from. So that's a Sarah Robin one. Sorry, that got oops. So on some of hers, she had words, and Stacy liked that, like to protect the native habitat. She thought, we might put some wording on it. This one had, some birds, which. Again, she didn't have a lot, so that's all I could find that was relevant. Vern Talos is an artist from Olympia, or that's done work for Olympia, I should say. Okay, so Jeremy was one of, the name at the beginning, Jeremy. There's supposed to be art that goes with that. So.
Go back to the beginning and click on the link.
Oh. If it's active, yeah.
What about
It was
the
a great-
teenager guy that did a couple of utility boxes? I liked his stuff
Oh,
a lot.
That would be a good.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Does anyone remember? So it was.
Because he even won an award.
Yeah.
Didn't he even win an award at the Fiesta
Mhm,
de Australia
mhm,
too?
Put the one across from Powder World.
I liked his work a lot. I would like to see if he had any new stuff. Too.
So dry.
Oh yeah, he worked with them. What's her name off the mural at the park? He did. It was Jeremy.
Oh, yes, yes. Is that who it is? Oh, I think, I was trying to, and then I couldn't get on his Facebook account and I don't think he had a website.
No, he's active on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I can pull that up and there might be one more. Was there a Jesse something?
Yeah.
There was a Jesse in there. Okay, so Stacy liked Jesse. Okay, so this is the one that the Lakewood Playhouse mural, the one we're trying to find more on. Oh, here we go.
Hold on, I gotta share it to Zoom.
Yeah, that's him right there.
Good job, Nikki.
Who's this?
So Jeremy, he did the Lakewood Playhouse mural and he helped do the one at the playground. So let's see. Sorry. It's just not cooperating. There you go.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Oh, no.
Person nature. Oops, sorry. So let me see. No, because I'm not logged in. All right, I know that's why I couldn't grab any either, but okay, we'll come back to Jeremy. But, do you wanna talk about any initial thoughts? Any absolutely love, any like, no?
Are we thinking, I see their questions. Are we thinking, so right now, we're not talking about like, because it looks like we also have the, we're not talking
Right.
about that right now.
We need to do that as well.
Okay, so like,
So it's any artist for any of these things.
are we thinking that we want different artists, like, do we want multiple artists at each park or the same artist with multiple pieces?
It's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, trying to be like cohesively of how they like.
Yeah.
Together, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thematically, actually.
Mhm. Especially because. Yeah, this trash base, you kind of could see them all in one fell swoop, right? So. Yeah,
Can we go look at those in person?
yes,
Is it open?
it is. I mean, it's not open, but it's not fenced off. You can go look.
Okay, cool. I kind of want to get a visual idea of how large this is. It's, I mean, I do from the photo, but it'd be
But if
interesting
they're-
to see it in person.
And how they're relating to each other.
Exactly, like where
Far
they're being
away,
seen from the
yeah.
parking lot,
They're so
Yeah.
visible.
how visible they are.
I really liked Sarah Robin, the one
Oh.
that I mentioned as far as
Yeah. And
for that one little collection
Yeah.
right there, because
I like
she
her.
could
She
do
got
a
a
full
board.
little scape of just something
Yeah.
fun on all of
Yeah.
those boxes right there.
Super bright.
Eye catching, draw you into the park.
All her work, I think like that's what I was like, all her work works well together. So thinking too about like if she did that. I don't know, like we're like having it branded, sorry word, but, like having the park branded so that it feels cohesive throughout. I
Mhm.
think
I'm sorry.
I think you're right.
what's the name?
Sarah, do you want to pull up Sarah?
Is that her? I agree with you. I think her work.
Okay, so I'm gonna put everyone who likes Sarah.
Yeah, Curtis Ashby. His work was all this.
It's that, wait, Nancy, let's, does anyone else like Sarah as like a top choice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Emily.
pretty good.
Susan. Earl, Shauna, did you say yes?
Mhm.
Yeah, Phil, did you? Oh, Phil's waiting to see if.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Ashley.
I don't know what the rules.
The first Ashley.
Rules, go to the other side. Yeah.
And vote from there. Shauna, Daryl, Sylvie, do you have any input on Sarah?
Which one is Sarah?
Give us just a second. One of the last ones,
Well, what's her last name? Because I only wrote down last names.
Sarah
Robin.
Sarah Robbins.
Yes, I do like her work. I gave her a
Yeah.
higher.
It's just a.
Here she is. There's several photos.
I like that she has a lot of colorful work.
Yeah, and it's not too busy. Like,
Yeah.
I like it.
That's a good point. We have a lot of really busy art
Yeah.
and I'm stuck on Monet, I like the landscapes and animals.
Mhm.
I think Phil
Uh-huh.
had also mentioned Curtis Ashby. Is that?
Ashby, the first that I got two written down, but
Yeah, that was
I think
nice
the last one,
too.
but the one that was,
I think
they were right after Peterson.
he was a little dark.
Well, I liked his hummingbird,
That's what draws
Yeah.
that caught my attention as well.
the welcoming wings.
And I think if we're talking about Ward's Lake Park, I remember her seeing there was different areas of the park, so opposite of the entry where it could be colorful with Sarah on the other side. Can't remember what buildings were over there. But it could be more natural, like Curtis.
So at American Lake Park or
Lake.
Ward's Lake.
Because she talked about all the bird species there.
Oh, yeah.
and everything.
I
Okay.
also liked Man.
Wait. Let's stick with Curtis. Does anyone else have Curtis as a top choice?
I do.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
I
I
do.
think his work reads well as a, for large scale, like
Yeah.
I don't know if it would translate as well to like signal boxes, but it's really successful. And maybe that after. Or on the street.
Okay.
And Sylvia just mentioned Mary Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really pretty, because it looks like
I did.
her work
Yeah.
is down by the waterfront.
Yeah, I liked hers a lot.
Yeah. Just that circle motif is just so eye-catching.
Mhm.
I mean, all three of those, we just looked at all kind of used.
I was gonna say,
Together.
they're all very cohesive.
Are we all in on Mary?
Yeah, I like her.
I'm just gonna put all in and
Yeah.
speak up if you're not all in, please.
We're talking about Mary Man.
Yes, we're good.
Well, I feel like all of
Yeah.
these artists would work together,
Yeah.
like in like making one collection at Ward's Park. Is that what I guess maybe we just,
I think we can drill
Naturally.
down on that later, like, you know what I mean? On the exact place, but it's great if you mention.
I mean,
Yeah.
it has a good feel for like customizing her work to the space in which it exists and what like in also kind of maintaining.
Yeah, I loved it with the concrete backdrop.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how she maintained a little bit of that.
A little more environmental.
Mhm.
So this might be a surprise to you, but I would love to see Lori Davenport at American Lake.
I rated her highly as well.
So there is one that's down by the water, one trash bay that's completely removed from the others. That wouldn't be competing if we had an artist where it just didn't fit in with the others. Okay, so Sylvie and Emily, anyone else for Lori?
I like Lori.
I like her
Yeah.
kid stuff for the those metal dividers or whatever they were.
the trash dividers.
Yeah, the trash providers.
I would like to also think about Lori Davenport.
Okay. So I have Sylvie, Emily, Earl, Susan, anyone else?
I'm not opposed. I don't.
I'm definitely
Okay.
a fan. I'm definitely a fan of Lori's work. I have a question overall, Sally. So now we're considering the favorite artists that we like.
Yes.
Are we being tasked to consider their versatility? In other words, trash boxes at Ward's Lake versus murals overall, or are we going too deep on that? We're just kind of generally picking the artists we like first.
Well, it doesn't hurt to say where you envision it. I don't think that hurts at all. I think we're just
Yeah.
trying to narrow it down from like 25 to maybe
Yeah. Well, that's what
6 or something.
That's what I was thinking, rather than, hey, who are we thinking of for trash boxes at Ward's Lake versus
Yeah.
who are we thinking of a mural? Okay, well, everyone that's commented so far on the artists they picked, I'm in favor with. I like the versatility of the artist. I think their color choices are going to be very, very favorable for the patrons that are going to be viewing these. So yeah. Now that I have kind of an idea of the direction we're going in terms, so we're just right now vetting the artist, correct?
Yeah, we're just trying to narrow down some artists.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because-
everyone
Yeah.
so far has come up with really compelling reasons for why they've chosen the one, or they're steering towards the ones they've chosen, in my opinion.
Thank you. I appreciate hearing from you.
So did
we see
did
towels
anybody
on-
circle what because I circled the ones that everybody was like voting on, and it's Robin, Mann, Ashby, and Davenport.
Sarah Robbins, Curtis Ashby, Mary Mann, Lori Davenport. So far, we haven't gone around the room. So let's
Alice.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
second to the last one.
That'd be difficult, Bill. He's one of the very end.
Well, they.
It's so helpful to,
They showed it.
oh, for Intel.
Yeah. Something.
Um, I wanna kind of go to my computer. I can't find Stacy's others she liked. Well, she liked the Danielle, but no one else is liking that. And we didn't pick her last time either.
Maybe look at Kayla Escobar. I think that was right after the Kenji.
So Craig was one that Stacy really liked. I don't know if you guys like, but we can go back.
I liked Craig.
I
too.
created Craig Hines.
Yeah, I liked Craig.
Okay.
Oh, I did too, yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone didn't like Craig?
Which one was Craig again?
Okay, we'll go back after this one.
There's Kayla.
I need to see Craig again, but I gave him a 3. So I gave him
Where's
kind of like
Craig
the
at?
middle.
You
go
can
for
forward
the,
it down more.
Sorry, if my spreadsheet printed out, it would have it all in.
So I thought,
My fault.
You stretching out your finger for this.
Oh, there you go. So she really liked this piece.
And the next one with the heron is really.
And she really liked the heron. She wanted to see the heron. She thought that would look good, I think, on the Lou at Worth Lake Park. I can't remember.
And again, that same artist would, if, I know, I keep going back to that little collection of artists we originally talked about, but it's all kind of that same like aesthetic.
Uh-huh. That would be amazing. I mean, with the birds at the Worth Lake.
I like it.
I'm just gonna put yes.
Yes.
You know, he's a 3 for you. So we have 5. Does anyone have a favorite that hasn't been raised? A favorite
Okay.
that has not been raised?
What are you
Sylvie.
gonna do? Oh, sorry. I have to exit because it's story time.
Okay. Did you get all your favorites mentioned?
I did, and whoever you guys choose from that would be great.
Okay, thanks, Sylvie.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Good night, Moon.
And then my question again, Sally, early on, we mentioned that, or someone asked a question, some of these artists who have already done murals before, are we pivoting away from them recreating that somewhere here at one of our venues, or is that a possibility that even though they've been shown somewhere in that particular style or
Yeah, I'll absolutely have to talk to the artist about that because sometimes they do have like a do not compete clause.
yeah, but we did kind of bring that up. That might be prohibitive if the artist is really opposed to recreating that artwork somewhere else in that same.
Right, but I think
same-
we can say we like that. Can you do something similar? And we know they
Okay.
can do that work, and so that's how that would look.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
I would strongly suggest that we do not ask them to replicate anything.
Just do it in the same vein, right?
Yeah, you could do it in the same vein or take the genre and do something unique and new.
Who is Dean? Again?
Thank you. That's very helpful.
The box over, Koi box.
Oh, I liked her a lot.
Did anyone else have her as a top?
Katie Dean, yeah, I rated her highly.
Now Mauricio, I love, but
Yes,
Mauricio, we have a lot of.
We
But I
do.
do love Mauricio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Mauricio, but we've got a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Too much Mauricio.
I love Jose.
Oh, it's very good too. Thank you for mentioning that.
So what do we think about Jose? Is he in the running?
Yeah, I think so.
I
I
think
think
that-
so. Does anyone feel that his inclination not to do digital is a problem? Personally, I don't. But I know you brought that up, Sally, that he's more inclined to having his pieces scanned or photographed and then rendered that way rather than him creating something that's totally digital.
Yeah,
You
he
did
does
mention that,
everything by
right?
hand.
He does everything by hand. Does
You know,
anybody in
it's just a
anybody in the
co-
committee
it's
feel
just
that
a
that's a problem?
cost.
Yeah.
I don't think
And I
so,
don't
because
He does murals, so
that's
it's
not the first artist that's not been digital, so far. I mean, I think we've had a couple of artists that haven't been solely digital.
it just takes a little longer, which isn't a big
Yeah.
deal, and it costs a little more, which
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
that good.
He's got such a big catalog of work. I think we need to
Yeah.
consider him. Yeah.
Oh my God, his heron that was at Lakewell Gardens. I mean, I had never even seen that. It was so gorgeous.
Well,
Well,
take a look at the example that you have for him. Oh, I can just pull it up my Twitter.
well, I
Of,
think
I had never seen it before. It was just hanging in an art display at Lakewood Gardens.
I was just gonna look at the example that you had given on here.
Oh, do you want to? Nikki can pull it up. Do you still have it going? Yeah, Jose. And especially, his one with the sailboats is so very hidden. It's so hidden. You can barely see it. So I almost feel like we could duplicate that.
That would be great down at the
It would be
Oh, wow.
American Lake.
It'd be so great.
Forward or back?
He's at the beginning.
Yeah. So Jose, his sailboats are Larson. It's on Steilacoom Boulevard, and there's one entrance to Clover Park Technical College, and then across the street,
Yeah,
Clarkson Sign Company. What road is that?
Yeah, Lakeview Avenue.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's right on that corner. It's like kind of, it's at a light, but there's all these bushes, and you just can't see it.
Yeah, it's by the Mountain View Cemetery.
I will say again, one shouldn't be duplicating art that's already been shown. But
Yes.
Jose has a huge body of work.
Yeah.
And he, I think that just because he doesn't do digital art should not, but in fact, it should enhance because we know
Yep.
getting the authentic thing. So
Mhm.
I do think that we can ask him to do something.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Susan.
And we know from his art show here, he has quite a selection.
Yeah.
He's very versatile, very versatile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I scored him pretty high.
Yeah, and
He'll be in the top 10.
Yes.
he
I think a lot of them live in Pierce County. I'm not sure if they live there in Lakewood, Mississippi.
What about who hasn't said like their top 2 or 3, 1 or 2 or 3 that haven't been mentioned?
Can I say something? Jesse Peterson lives in Lakewood.
Yeah, so which one was he?
He
Jesse-
had the little raccoons with the shoes whiz and
Oh.
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
those ones
They
are so
did this,
cute.
Thing at the.
Can you
Pierce County
find Jesse
Transfer
Peterson?
station, I think, or at the water district, I can't remember, but he did a big mural regarding water, so environmental stuff.
It's a playful department there.
Oh, that's Curtis. This was Josie.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be those playful ones are over there.
Is everyone on board with Jesse Peterson? I mean, if it's not in your top list, you
He was
should.
in the middle,
Yeah.
but I like him. I mean, but he was in the middle.
I
So
like it. because
who had him in their
it's more
top?
nature.
Okay, so Nancy did.
And I mostly bring him up just because he's
Mhm.
super local.
Everyone is pretty local. So Nancy and Emily.
He was in the middle for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anyone other than Nancy in their top? That's okay. I want to hear you. Okay. Anyone else who didn't mention their top ones?
And I did have Jamel Right.
Oh, yeah, I did too. I
Janelle,
like that. It was more
okay.
abstract
Anyone
than a
else?
geometric.
Jamal.
That was
I
different.
can't remember, but I gave that one 4.
It was kind of the geometric.
Yeah, with the geometric
animals
like
and the-
horse and everything,
Everything
yeah.
was very,
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was very different.
and with the color schemes, it seems like it fits into everything else that I'm liking.
Susan, what do you think of Jamel?
I also like Jamel. I think he brings something refreshing to the mix.
Mhm.
Patty, Shauna, any thoughts? Not your faves.
Jamel.
You like Bill?
Little dominoes.
I know.
Daryl?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah, I'm in. I'm in. You mean Jamel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of cool with the little windows.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it's after 6:15. I think we've definitely got our top 9 right now out of whatever 25, which is a great start. And you know, then we aren't there because we have to, this is a big project, so I'm just trying to do a lot of things at once. Once we narrow it down, you know, we eventually get to the point where we ask them if they want to opt in or out. And at that point, we usually have people that just aren't interested for whatever reason. But I do want to talk about budget and then just really quickly touch base. I don't want to keep you over, but do we want to expand the mural? Do we want to do more signal boxes? I think I was thinking we've done 35 and we've got all these capital projects, which include signal boxes and murals, that this could be our focus.
Mhm.
Because we just don't have a lot of time left this year either.
Yeah.
And if we did the expanded mural in this, it would eat the budget. If we didn't do the expanded mural and we did this, it'd eat the budget. So I'm thinking we don't need to do more utility boxes outside of the capital projects this year.
Yeah.
Now, if we have all these artists and we find we have leftover money, we can easily call and say, hey, will you do this one on this street? And just really pick and choose and
True.
Yeah, sure, that's good.
I'm not for expanding the mural.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm for putting the money somewhere else.
Okay. Does anyone else, how does everyone else feel about that?
That's
And we don't have to
heavy
decide tonight, but
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
would
I'm
like
kind
it.
of along with Earl. I love the direction we're going. Does it have to be done right now?
Yeah.
I mean,
Can it be something-
$20,000.
Can it be something we look forward to doing next year?
for sure. It's up to you guys.
Because right now the community is gonna take that in, because you know it's gonna take them a moment, right, to
Yes,
accept
that's a
that.
really good point.
And then let them absorb and then be like, okay,
The proposal.
you loved it, we'll bring you some more.
Yeah.
Community, you know, but that's $10,000 of work. So.
We'll
Well, I like the idea. I might have a conversation with him about pricing. Because it really would enhance what he's got there.
So the lowest
the fee.
price I could come up with was 10,000 per side. And with the remaining 5,000 that he wanted, we would just buy the materials out of a separate budget, not the arts budget. And again, each word would have either something holding up the word or lifting up the word, like a flower, or kids' hands, or vines, or a
Yeah.
garden theme running through it.
I love the concept.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
And it's not just
I
gonna
don't
be
like the
words,
price.
because he'll add
Yeah.
more to it.
I'd
Well,
like to
it's the
see
same
what it
size
looks
as his
like.
current one, which was 10,000.
Yeah.
So,
You could
It's a
simplify
fair
it,
price.
not
It's a fair price.
put up.
Why do they want
okay, I think that's a great discussion for tonight. Good job, everyone. Thank you, Susan, for calling in, and Daryl, and
Absolutely.
everybody.
Thank you for
So
having me.
let's see, we don't have a meeting in July because of Summerfest.
This is a Sunday, so does you mean the 4th?
Oh. We have the wrong date for our next meeting. My August. That is Sunday. We don't want to meet Sunday. Yeah, it's August 4th is our next
Okay.
meeting.
Thank you. I just wanted to clear that up.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
That's my fault. My fault.
Well, I double checked it and
Look at it.
Oh, I was like, attention now.
Sally, one last question. please.
Sure.
We had a. mural put up
When do we hope to have
and the house
the
got
caption
popped
for
up, I think.
Perico's mural edited and decided on?
I want that up as soon as possible. So I've already went over to Tacoma Trophy and I'm getting an estimate.
Okay,
So I
thank
will
you.
send that wording via email to you guys. I'm out next week. So it probably won't be till the following week.
okay, thank you.
But yeah, just so when people can get their questions answered.
Where you going? South.
I am going on a river rafting trip in Idaho. I will be unavailable.
And the woman who named Idaho is buried right behind Western City.
Bill Reschke.
Well,
You know
never
everything
seen
that's
somebody
in
else
this
have named a state.
Never.
She's right here.
Our own private Idaho is
Yes.
in West.
Oh my god.
She was the
I
wife.
forgot all about that movie.
She was the wife of the territorial governor. She had to.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye, Daryl.
Later, Daryl. Adios. But there's a new mural I
Yeah.
sent around at the Lakewood